Okay. Hello, this is not a spring chick, the Bikini Czar. We're going to show you the Sea Rock slide, which is hitting, let's just say, underground clubs in Europe by storm. So most of the moves are really pretty simple, and a lot of it's just moving to the flow of the music. There's nothing wrong that you can do. A lot of it's just kind of free flowing and just kind of fun. You know, get those moves going on in your knees, get those hips a moving, those arms. Yeah, okay. So we're going to show you some of these steps real quick. So part of it depends on when you're coming into, of course, the music going on. So a lot of it, remember, like I said, you're just moving those hips side to side. Okay. Now, how difficult is that? You're going, wait, what was that again? Okay, so it might take a little bit of time to practice. Okay, and this is really just putting your arms up and moving. Okay, remember opposite, and moving your arms up, right, left, just rocking, and rocking your hips back and forth. I know, does it sound easier now when we go through a few of this stuff? And a lot of it's what? Just hitting the hips from one side to the next, moving your arms out and going this, going down and then back up, going down and then back up. And then part of it is, you know, some of it's just moving your arms so they, well, you could have them down to your side or just kind of moving your arms while you're moving. And you see, all I'm doing is moving left and right and left and right. And then you get your arms moving. And then up. And then just down. And so sometimes, you know, when I went out like this, and then it's just doing something with your arms while you're flowing and moving up. Moving your arms with your hips. Then going from one side. Because then I'm a half step behind it.
Yeah. That's how I learned to dance, with a half step behind.
So anyway, if you are watching this, right, and we're going through the Sea Rock slide, a lot of these movements, like we mentioned, are really kind of simple. If you're in the clubs, you're seeing a huge screen in front of you and a huge screen in back, so while you are, of course, watching from the front, you can see what's going on. You turn around, you go to the back, you see the other screen on the other side. Like we said, most of these steps are really kind of simple, and a lot of it's just kind of putting you in the mood, in the moment. It's kind of free-flowing and just kind of having fun. Yeah. So, you know, part of it is if you're kind of lost, just one thing, just swing your hips and catch up. How's that sound? Does it make it a little bit easier? Yeah, and that's just left. If you look at my feet, it's just left to right, left to right. Okay, and so and on a lot of the movements you'll see with the arms going back and forth. And these movements are stretch, stretch, stretch. So depending on how much you want to stretch, you know, it's fine. And when you're moving, you never really go that far out of a box. It's just, you know, moving in a good time, which is why they're able to do this in a line. Okay, remember? Oh, and the hair. Okay, you got the hair. It's moving it. So if you're, part of it is if you're trying to memorize it, you can. But part of it is if you're watching it on the screen, sometimes that's the easiest thing to do, because this is not a traditional line dance where it's, okay, 4 steps that way, 4 steps that way, 4 steps that way. No, it's not. The Sea Rock slide was developed with the music, just to kind of go free flow and have fun. So one of the things that you're gonna notice as you're dancing is everybody is like arm's length, whether it's left to right or front to back. So you're in your own little space and everybody's having a good time. So as you follow in unison and everybody turns or moves, everybody moves in unison. So you know what? There's no bumping into each other, unless of course it's intentional or somebody's getting just a little bit too close. Would that ever happen? But a lot of it is, it's just for you to have fun. So get those legs a moving, left and right, get those arms a flowing, and join us for the Sea Rock slide. Okay, one of the things that you might be curious about is the turn. It's like, how do you turn? Do you just turn like that and turn? Well, part of it is because you're going to the music. So your left, if you're turning left, which we do mostly in the music, is your left foot is kind of more or less planted, and your right foot is turning. Okay? And see, your right foot is the one that's pushing you off to go ahead and do the turn. Now I'm getting dizzy. All you're doing is when you're dancing and it comes to turning, and the hand movements change each time, but generally, okay, you're doing the turn, and then you go to, this is fun because I haven't seen them doing it. Okay, so anyway, we have heard that the Sea Rock slide is being played for hours and hours on end at some of these underground clubs, and a lot of it has to do with, remember we talked about it being arm's length away? Well, it's not necessarily arm's length. So gals, if the guys end up getting kind of close to you, oh, yes, So anyway, you can have a lot of fun with this. But one of the things I'll tell you is you can get a really good cardio workout with this if you choose. And it's not just because, how shall we say, you're dancing really close with somebody else or behind somebody else along the way. But if you want to get extra cardio, extra exercise, you can go ahead and exaggerate the movements even more. So part of it is if you're moving your legs back and forth and you're going from one side to the other to get more cardio, make bigger movements. Oh, same amount of time, bigger movements. So, right? And it makes you work just a little bit harder. You can keep on going. But you know, part of it is, even though it's designed for arm's length, there's something really kind of fun about getting close. So anyway, you're having fun doing the Sea Rock slide. Now here's an interesting tidbit, which is, did you know, for this one, that it was actually, the choreography was done first, right? And then Prince Wilhelm created the music to go with the choreography. So that's why you'll find some, let's just say, some unusual matching, because choreography came first and then the music.
That's all.